Hello, and welcome back to Wario Land 3. On the last episode, we got out of the woods. Again. And for doing so, we got the Frog Princess flippers. Not again, for the first time. We've only got one of those. We only need one, really, actually. The Frog Princess flippers allowing us to swim better, so now we can swim against currents. So no current will ever stop us, and utilizing this newfound ability, we explored some more aquatic regions of the musical box, including Bank of the Wild River, which we finished up by picking up its green treasure chest, because we were able to get access to its blue before it's green. In doing so, we beat a mouse fish, a rat fish, named Pesk? Who knows? Who really understands what we did? It's even questionable to call it a boss. It was very, very simple. Maybe the easiest boss in this game. I feel like I've said that before, though. This game has a lot of, probably the easiest bosses. Not a lot of difficult bosses, actually. But by beating Pesk, we got access to the Wire Wizard, a wizard of wires. Such wire wizardry is his domain. And by freeing him from that green chest in Bank of the Wild River, we were granted the Wire Wizard's blessing, which, you guessed it, is wires. So now we have extra chain link fence we can climb up. Had we come to this area previously, we would have been unable to continue upwards because there was not enough chain link fence to allow us to make progress. We wouldn't have been able to jump high enough to find all of this wonderful chain link fence we can climb. Chain link fence being wires, of course. What? Chain link fence is not wires? What are you saying? Chains are just actually chain link is kind of not a great name because it's chain link in that it's chain linked, but they're not chains in a traditional sense of a chain. Although I suppose the chain link is kind of it's chain link, so they're wires that are chain linked as opposed to being chains. Here we go. We just have to let one of those Applebee's fatten us up, which is kind of disappointing, really. If you're gonna get fat, don't get fat on Applebee's. Getting fat on apples was probably be more pleasant than getting fat on Applebee's. And then we can come down here and get the green key. I almost said green key, and then I was like, oh, nope, I keep getting those backwards, but no, I almost called the green key the green chest, and my fingers really failed there. I was like, ooh, I need to position myself so I don't get hit by the spark, and then my, finger came off the thing, and then my brain didn't process. Put finger back on D-pad faster. So hey, not everything goes great all the time. That's the gold serpent door. I believe we've gotten one of the eyes of the golden serpent earlier. I don't remember which one, and it doesn't really matter. But we will be coming back here later once we find the other eye, and we're just going to go ahead and dodge these sparks and these Applebee's. They're quite annoying and quite placed. These are probably the worst enemies they could probably put on these wire grate. Well, I was about to say that, but I mean, really any enemy you come across on wire grating isn't going to be great. Since Fat Wario will just knock you straight off, and then being stunned, you're going to be stunned. You'll get stunned by a spark or one of these spikes and fall to the ground. So regardless, if you get hit, you're going to fall to the bottom. But I mean, hey, that's just the name of the game. In more ways than one, since the game's kind of all about just giving you setbacks, since you can't be defeated in any way. But by traversing that chain link fence granted to us by the Wire Wizard, we find the secret path to the crater map, which is gonna blow your mind. It turns out the volcano, you know how it had a west crater? It also has an east crater. I mean, it's all just really the same crater, just with different entry points. But hey, we had to find a secret path on a secret map to get there. Surely there must have been some trick we didn't understand. And instead of going to the east crater, because it's just another fiery a fiery cave level, we're not going to go there because I don't want to do it right now. Also, we have the gifts of the Wire Wizard to explore, namely here in the Tidal Coast, which you're going to want to come here at night, because during night you get high tide, which raises this block up here, allowing you access to this door. Were you to come during day, low tide would be in effect, and that block wouldn't be high enough, and you would have no way of accessing this door, since you have to have kind of solid ground to stand on to interact with a door, as it were. So yes, we have more of the Wire Wizard's gifts. More chain link fence to climb across. We got these snail guys that we saw back in the Bank of the Wild River, which we could defeat just by basically touching their shells. They'll fall off. These birds are kind of annoying enemies to have to go against on chain link fence, since they can kind of they get aggroed when you get in their line of sight, and if you are unaware of that, they can kind of just catch you unaware, I guess. I guess that's a bit redundant, but hey. Oops, and that actually kind of spooked me there, because I was trying to very carefully navigate between the spike and the snail, but it didn't seem to work out. So when I fell in this other room, I tried to jump on the bird to just kind of negate it, because you can jump while you're on here, but you have to press up on the D-pad, or else you'll fall straight off, which sometimes doesn't work out great. Oop, and that bird respawned, which is bad. And the birds can also turn around, so just because they're facing in one direction doesn't mean that they won't turn around if they think they can get you. Which is why they can be so tricksy, because sometimes you just don't expect a bird to come flying out of nowhere, like that. And I almost saved it with that, like, ground pound, but it didn't seem to actually work in my favor, unfortunately. Oh, actually, nice, we kind of hit a checkpoint. I was worried about that. I thought we were going to have to repeat all of that again. Luckily, this is designed in such a way that we do, in fact, get checkpoints. And now that we know that there's a bird up there, we'll just go ahead and come from below after we aggro one bird, so we can continue onwards. We're going to have to be careful in this room, because I think, yeah, that's like the entryway. Now that we're on this side, as long as we don't get knocked onto the other half of the area, which will be pretty damn hard to do right about now, we won't have to go back and do it from the beginning again. I like the way that this is designed with kind of mid-points, so you don't have to, you know, if I were to fall off this, I wouldn't have to do the entire damn thing again, which is nice, because, you know, since this game is designed about kind of just giving you setbacks, setting you back to the, like, very, very beginning of, like, an arrangement is very, very tough, and that's basically the hardest arrangement you can be given in this game, something that if you fail, you have to do 100% over. Like, even if we were to fail now, we would instead go to the kind of like first checkpoint area that we had found. So it's nice. Oh shoot, I didn't get the key, did I? Oh, I'm so stupid. I'm the dumbest person in the world. I was so preoccupied with high tide and low tide, I forgot we didn't get the damn key, which is bad because, as you guys are aware, you need the damn key. And unfortunately, I don't think Springy Wario's gonna actually. Oh yeah, cool. We were able to just barely get on here. Hopefully, we can stay on here once Wario goes all limp. Hopefully, it won't just knock us off like that. Yeah, that'd be bad. But I don't believe we need Springy Wario to get up there because with our height, oh no, with the high jump, I still can't make it. Damn. Please make me Springy. Please make me Springy so I can get up to where I desire. This time though, I am going to. I believe we could make this jump without Spring Wario, since we have like a high jump basically, and I can just do an attack jump. So we'll play it safe and just kind of jump around over here so our springing off hopefully doesn't knock us off into oblivion like it did previously, and there we go. We can come up here. This is the room where we can get the green key. I'm just going to cut back to the green chest after we get it. This area, of course, being inaccessible until you get the Great Garlic. Also, if you are too slow in climbing the ladder, whenever the thwomps, they're not really thwomps, but the little crushers hit the ground, they'll knock you off the ladder. You can catch yourself by pushing, not pause. Pushing pause will not save you. Pushing up on the D-pad, I believe, will help. Not 100% sure, though. You may just be locked into a stun animation. I don't 100% know. And what I do 100% know is I will see you back at the green chest, because I am not going to subjugate you guys to saying that all again. It's a good thing I cut that out, because I failed that way more times than I did actually doing it the first time. God, I can't believe I forgot the key. Is this the first time I've ever forgotten the key going to a chest? I believe it might. I'm not 100% sure, but I do think it is. It might not be. Who knows? I mean, I guess you guys could know, because you go check the video evidence. I suppose I also could know by doing the same, but I'm not going to. So there's that. And with that, we got the powerful propeller. And if you don't remember where the powerful propeller is, it's actually going to show an animation of it clicking into place, and then, of course, showing us where it is, which is so nice. I hate whenever they don't show you animations of what changed within the level. Like, of course, they're going to, like, you know, do a little sparkle of, oh, hey, this level you should go check out now. But it doesn't always, like, do the, like, oh, here's what's actually changing in the level. Like, whenever we detonated those bombs, it didn't show us, like, the bombs exploding in the level. It just showed Wario pushing the dangerous detonator in, and then just, like, I think it showed, like, a few explosions, like, on the map. It didn't, like, actually get in there and, like, show, like, oh, hey, these bombs that were in the level that we hadn't seen, just because I'm bad, you know, blew up and you can go do stuff now or whatever. But that is not what we're here to do. We're here in a town in chaos. A town in chaos. Town and Chaos? I don't know why I keep pausing, because it's not going to show. It's not going to show. You know what? I'm going to check. I'm going to check, because I'm A Town and Chaos. Okay, I've checked. That's the name. I'm not wrong this time. A Town of Chaos. We're here to do the blue chest. Not the green chest, but the blue chest, because this is the second of levels. The second of levels to the second level, that you get access to the blue chest before you do the green chest, just playing it kind of in the most straightforward way that you can, which I believe is how I'm playing, because I'm just kind of, you know, doing things as soon as they're available to us, even if we have to, like, kind of forego some things. Like, you saw how we, like, got access to the eastern crater, and then we just kind of ignored it just because it was like, oh, we still have wire wizard stuff to do. And then I guess that is 100% true, since we're doing this propeller stuff before we do the eastern crater. So whatever. You know what? My designs aren't perfect. I'm now aware of that. I'm sorry. sometimes mistakes are made, and we're gonna make mistakes, especially when there's 100 treasures and your brain doesn't work good like mine. So there's that, and I would like to be up there, so we'll just go ahead and ride up our new fancy powerful propeller. One would think that, you know, that's what you should use, but apparently I was just trying to jump up there like a moron. And I don't know why I'm talking, like, in the past tense, because I commentate these as I play these. That's something I always, like, that just always interests me whenever I watch LPers, if it's not, like, abundantly clear, like, just by how they're playing, is I always wonder, like, oh, do they record and post, or do they record, you know, as they play? I don't know, just that I always find that interesting, like, what different LPers do for their stuff, and I messed up, and I believe despawned the stupid spearhead, and now we're gonna have to do this again. This could be a very, very fast treasure. In fact, like, I was about to say all the treasures we've done today could be pretty quickly done pretty quickly, but I think the that stupid Tidal Coast one's going to take you a while, even if you play it perfectly, just because that's kind of like a small labyrinth of chain link fences you have to go through, and especially long if you fail it a bunch of times like I did, and then also forget the key, so you have to do it twice and then fail. You know, just exponentially more. Exponentially? Not exponentially. It's just double. That doesn't count as exponential. Let's go ahead and not mess up this time, so we can take our spearhead down, and that was almost very bad. I felt like a small, like, heart attack coming on, just watching that stupid spearhead bounce, and you know what? I'm gonna kill you, because I earned it. I'm worth the kill, baby. That might not be the best thing to say. I don't know. But we got the blue chest. So we will be coming back to get the green chest, our last chest here, and A Town in Chaos, which I will finally say correctly, and hopefully say correctly for the rest of the series. We'll come back to get our green chest, and we'll do all our fun coins then. Because we don't have time for fun coins now. Would be the point. Actually, we might actually be able to get all the coins here. I'm not 100% sure. I don't remember what the blue chest is off the top of my head. But who cares? Because we now have the sapling of growth, and the sapling of growth takes these little octopus friends and makes them big octopus friends. I believe these, and they don't really explicitly show you what they do, but the octopus friends can break through barriers for us. I believe we saw them in a Beneath the Waves, in that kind of like opening hub area. We saw some small octopus friends who could have potentially helped us, they can help us now. They couldn't help us before, but they can help us now. And you know what? We came here during the night before, so let's go ahead and make it daytime. Why not? Let's go to the Tidal Coast during the day, because we don't need to go back into that hellhole wizard wire area that we were in previously, because there were no coins back there, and we're just going to get the blue chest. The blue chest being back behind this door. We actually could have gone back here before this point, but there was no point to going back there previously to this, and I actually might have needed that guy's help. I'm not 100% sure. I don't remember where all the coins are. I do know we're probably gonna have to bounce to some of them, so hopefully I haven't made a bad decision. I'm pretty sure that we can get to this during the day. Is there? I don't think there's a coin back there. I think it's just the chest. So let's go ahead and get bouncy, so we can start bouncing upwards. I don't think that there was a coin in that green chest room, so we'll just go ahead and ignore that for now. We have 2 coins, right? I don't have the best brain. We've gone over this. Yeah, okay, 2 coins. I believe that there's a coin that we can jump to just over here. You might be able to do some springy nonsense. Oh, we might need to do some springy nonsense to get to that, actually. Not 100% sure. Maybe if we jump from a different angle, we will find it easier to get up here. And it would seem that I need some help from my springy friends to continue onwards. I'm gonna go ahead and just break this, just because it's on my mind right now. This is an area that basically you had access to since you got the Great Garlic, but there was no point in continuing onwards, because there would have been blocks here that we would have been unable to break, because we can't break blocks in the water, but with the rise of the big octopus friends, they will go ahead and break the barriers there for you, allowing you to continue onwards. I meant to show that there whenever we came here previously, but obviously my brain wasn't working since I forgot to get the green key. How was I going to remember to do anything else if I forgot to get the stupid green key while I was here? And cool, this is where we need to go, and I'm going to just go ahead and stay in the middle of this platform and hope we can stay on it. Actually, I'm going to come up here because I'm not sure if I can make that jump. Oh, well, I guess it'll just go ahead and knock me off because I'm bad. That's very, very unfortunate. Because we're going to need to go up there because that's where we want to be. And typically, you want to be where you want to be. Just good life advice coming out of my mouth right now. Just off the dome. I know. I can't believe I thought of that either. And I'm not actually 100% sure how to, which way you bounce is random or if it's based on which way you last moved. Like I last moved to the right, so will that move me to the right? Either that was just dumb luck or perhaps the bouncy mechanic spring unfurling thing works that way. I don't know if that's true, and I guess we'll find out. I'm gonna go ahead and just jump in the water because I don't want to. Actually, maybe we can spring on and go where we want to be. Nope, we're gonna catch on fire instead. I should have seen that coming, but I didn't. So, woe is me. Woe is me. Let's go ahead and grab this spear. I almost called it a spearhead, but this is a spear robota. It's very different than a spearhead, I assure you. Go ahead and just destroy these blocks because we're gonna want to get back there later. Because there's just a coin back there? There might be 2 coins, actually. And we're going to go ahead and, test my spring theory by just moving slightly to the right and see if we go to the right whenever the spring unfurls, because I'm guessing it's going to go the way you last went, either that or it just has a 50-50 shot. I know that doesn't 100% prove my hypothesis, and ooh, that sucked that I was so close to hitting that. But I do believe that the spring will unfurl in the direction that you are. Please don't fall in the water. Will unfurl in the way that you have last moved, which would have been nice to know a little bit earlier, but I obviously didn't, so I'm going to have to live with this, and I don't think, like, I'm looking at where that coin is, and I'm not sure if we're going to be able to make it over there. It's not like, raising the, oh, I either didn't move to the right, or I just did had a bad brain, we all know I got a bad brain, so we'll just forget I said that. I'm not 100% sure how we're going to make the stupid jump. I'm trying to think about what's in this level. Because we got those springy guys, and those are our best bet. Even if we rose, like, the water level, I don't think it would help us in any way. I've jumped off the... Oh, God, we are so close to actually hitting it, but we are not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to forget about that coin for now, and we'll come back to it. I'll probably just try off camera to jump to it, and maybe figure out what I'm doing wrong. For now, we're going to continue onwards to get 2 of the coins that we are missing, because we were missing 5 coins. 5 coins? Yeah, that checks out, because there's 2 coins down here. There's the coin that I was just talking about, just, you know, I failed a bunch on camera trying to get to it. And there are 2 coins in our way to the blue chest that we will see. And hopefully I won't forget where the blue key is, because I don't actually 100% know what we're going to be doing in that area. I know it's going to be like a swimming puzzle of some sort, but I don't have like the area mapped out in my brain perfectly. Let's go ahead and just swim back here to dodge that bubble, because I think the bubbles spawn a little bit higher than the cracks. So I think you're good to just kind of wait below them. That might not be true, but maybe it is, maybe it's not. I suppose we can find out when we go back up there, because I ignored that 1 coin that was kind of in plain sight. Here we go. Cool. That works out fine. I ignored the coin in plain sight so we could just continue onwards, because we were going to have to come down here anyway, so it was like, why blow our load and, like, you know, grab a coin then have to traverse an area again, you know? Why would I waste your guys' time? It's not like I've been... I guess this entire video is actually technically a waste of your time, unless you enjoy it. I mean, I guess if you enjoy it, then it's not a waste of time. I almost getting philosophical, but that's not a thing. And oh yeah, I forgot we can swim through the stupid currents. It's not that I opened the episode saying that or anything. So it would seem that I was outsmarted by this game for children that I played when I was children. It would seem that I seemingly ignored a puzzle, something that I've never ever done on this channel, in this game, etc., etc. I completely ignored the fact that those crushy boys were there, and we needed our crushy boyfriends to be our good crushy boyfriends and crush on us good. So now we can continue onwards because we have all of the coins that were required to continue onwards. And God, I can't believe it took me so long to figure that out. Like, I kept jumping for that damn thing before I was like, well, wait, obviously this isn't working. What other power-ups do we have to work with? And I looked at the enemies around here, and then I was like, well, we just have springs to work with. And then I was trying to think about like what we could transition between screens. So I was just trying to try different doors and stuff. When I realized we had those stupid, I mean not stupid, but we had flat Wario that we could mess around with. And what actually happens if these guys hit you? Oh, if they hit you, there's a what I believe is a custom animation of getting tackled like in the water. That was a very cool animation, and not something that you see very frequently. Since I'm guessing that these octopi are the only things that can do that to you. And let's go ahead and do that again, just because that's something you see very often. It's a very good animation, just like a Wario like panicking as he's like encircled by bubbles during the process of flying to where he's going, and like the kind of oof face he makes whenever he hits the wall. It's very good, very good. Just all around. And let's go ahead and dodge this bubble, because we want nothing to do with the bubble, and I want nothing to do with getting knocked around by the octopus as well, especially if the octopus can knock us into bubbles, because that would be very bad. Just because I'm curious, I'm going to try and get behind. I wanted to get behind the octopus and see what happens if you knock them from behind, because sometimes the fish enemies, you just gotta like bump their bellies or whatever, or just hit them from a weird angle to attack them. Attack them, I say, like air quotes. There's nothing over here of worth. So I'm just kind of interested if we hit them in an area you generally wouldn't like hit them from, if it'll do something. So let's try and get behind them. They're kind of tricky enemies since they kind of do that tackle move. They got some nice speed going for them. It's kind of hard to get them in an area where you can just kind of get the jump on them. And oh, there we go, we got the jump on them. They kind of freak out and swim out of the way. Not sure that was worth it, since in the end I got hit by the stupid bubble, and now we're going to have to repeat this again. Not that this is a terribly difficult arrangement, or it takes all that long, but we do have to progress through this kind of little mini maze, which is nice to have to go through a maze that isn't like a destructible block like fake wall maze, because those, I've complained about them, you know, to the ends of the earth. We don't really need to traverse that ground again, but it's nice to have just a maze that's like, you know, just straightforward. You swim through, and sure, there's some obnoxticles. I tried to combine the word obnoxious and obstacle. Obnoxticles seems like a kind of a fun but potentially gross like word, but whatever. It's a fun word. I endorse obnoxticles. Obnoxious obstacles. And there we go. Oh god, I didn't check my coin count. I hope to god that I got all the coins, because I'm going to be so disappointed with myself. Because this episode, I've been kind of playing really bad, actually. Really bad. We get the emerald bracelet, whatever. It's not required. Who cares? Everything else we've got in this level is required. I'm going to go ahead and put air quotes about that, because there's some like levels that aren't actually required to beat the video game. And I'm not actually 100% sure which all of them are, because, you know, some of the treasures that open up, like, levels and stuff aren't, you know, obviously aren't required. Like, sometimes you get a treasure that leads to a not required treasure or whatever. But this is the first, like, just straight up it does nothing treasure that we got this episode. But I'm glad that I got all the coins, because that would have disappointed me greatly if I had to go and repeat the Tidal Coast again after forgetting the green key here. So that's today's episode. Boy, I kind of played really bad, but that's the charm sometimes. Sometimes it's fun to see somebody do bad at a game, especially whenever they're kind of good at it. You get some weird catharsis from it, just like, boy, this guy's good at this most of the time. I think I'm good at this most of the time. I'm gonna go ahead and just toot my own horn there, but oh boy, I did not play great today. But what I do hope is that you had a great time today, and I'll see you guys next time. When we go beneath the waves, because we're gonna visit our other big octopus friends, because octopi there got big as well, so we'll check them out.